Okay, these ones I have made specifically to try it out that because you have to remember all of it. So let us get on with Cadet Dozo, Captain Dogo. Okay, now life saving appliances. What are general requirements? Because after all, you're making it to save somebody's life, you want it to work when things are not going well. So, what all things can go wrong? So, those things are covered. Starting from top, okay. Operational in seaway environment means they should be operational in the rough weather, salt is there in the air, the sprays are there, water is coming in, etc. A rough ship is moving, so they should be operational. You can't say that it is too much vibrations are too much, so it's not working. Nothing like that. So it must be operational in seaway environment. Then we are going to trust something made by someone else, right? We are buying something and then we have to trust it to save our life. The most important. It is not like something breaking down and you can ignore it. So, approval information must be marked. That means approved by Lloyd's Register or ABS or whatever classification society, international body. Then operational limitations. You must know what are the limitations. You can't just get into something and say it's unlimited. I can do whatever I want. No. Like operational limitations is typical one. Don't throw it from height above this. Why? Because if you if tested up to this with a safety margin, and if you throw from top, it might break. So those are operational limitations, or it's operational up to this, like that. Then one thing always comes in is uh, we use electric power. We use electric power for variety of things. So when we talk about LSA, and if you're going to use anything, so electrical short circuit protection is always provided. So short circuit protection is provided it with generally with a high level sealing and the materials which are used. That is how you make sure that it is short circuit protection is provided because salt water is a conductor. We have studied it earlier. Then next is fitted with retro-reflective material. Now there is a definition of retro-reflective. The extra smart guys can remember it. Others just remember the light must be reflected back. It is the retro-reflective material. It has a definition anyway in Solus. Then another important one. Now this is very interesting that it is very important to say that vivid orange in color, no other colors. Vivid orange in color. The reason being, after all the research, everything, they came to terms with a certain frequency. The all colors are defined in frequencies. Okay, so it's a very bright orange color which has got a good contrast against white. It has got a good contrast against blue, black. So it is much easily seen. Under most of the backgrounds, what you expect at sea, it has got a very good contrast. That is why it is vivid orange in color. It is mandatory. It is not like I don't like it or something. No, it has got nothing to do with anything like any political thing. Nothing. It is just purely it has to be vivid orange in color. Like many companies also have got a requirement, like Wallens had that boiler suits must be orange in color. Company used to supply them, but they had same shade more or less of the LSA. The reason we learned from a lesson, somebody died, and they could not miss. That person was dead when he hit water probably because he fell from a height, uh, climbing up mast, and he slipped off, fell off, and hit his head on the bulwark, fell in sea. It was seen, so immediately all the maneuvers, everything was done, and then lowered lifeboat. Then they were searching. Now he was wearing blue boiler suit, so it was very difficult to see him. And you can imagine all 20 to 23 persons are searching for it from bridge everywhere. No, and then one seagull sat on him, that body. So they could detect it, yeah, that's the one. Then they got him, he was dead anyway. But in inquiry, it was realized that the contrast is not there. So after that, it became mandatory for all the volume guys that orange suit must be orange. No other colors were permitted. Okay. Okay. Then what happens? A lot of LSA, okay, lots of LSA is always exposed to sunlight. Why? Because it has to be on deck. That is where you are going to need it. You can't be storing it inside. Life buoys, except life jackets will be in safe place, but everything else like life boats, life rafts, everything is outside. So it is always getting sunlight every day, unless it's cloudy or something. But it has to be resistant to deterioration from sunlight. Now, what damages from sunlight is ultraviolet rays. That's why you will notice in museums and all, they don't allow you to use flash of the cameras. They're very strict. Why? Because every time that ultraviolet radiation starts affecting well preserved pieces of art. So that is why here also the same effect is there from sunlight. So it has to be resistant to deterioration from sunlight. Resistant. You can't say foolproof thing, like it has to be something which will not get affected. It's very difficult that way because sunlight has got a lot of other powers. And you must have noticed sometimes a plastic bag lying in sunlight becomes crispy and breaks into pieces and all like that. So that is the effect. Rot proof, corrosion resistant. Corrosion is our natural enemy at sea. So it has to be corrosion resistant, otherwise things will get jammed up. Rot proof. Rot proof again because we always have high moisture. Humidity is over 90% at sea. So when you use materials, especially it comes from earlier days when we had to use natural materials, not synthetic ones. Like if you take Manila ropes and all, they are prone to rotting. If the conditions are met, it will rot. So that is why it should be rot proof. That means indirectly it is telling you don't use natural fiber for LSA. Rot proof it should be. Otherwise, you have to keep on changing it. Now, immersion in seawater. Because when you launch lifeboats, everything you want to launch it in seawater, correct? So, seawater temperature, what range it should be? -1 degree Celsius to +30. Now, can you do any guesswork why it is only -1? Come on, some answers.
After that, it will be ice.
Huh?
It will be ice after that.
Yes, correct. It will be ice, so it doesn't make any logical sense. Now, this sort of a question comes in your vivas and all, no? Just to check that your mind is not just on a mugged up things. This is one of the lighter questions you add in the middle, just to see that guy has got concentration and he's thinking and talking. So, and +30 because seawater will not go over 30 normally because generally it's in 20s, 18, 20, like that. So it must work under these conditions. Immersion seawater temperature should be this. It should not get the temperature effect. Stowage temperature. Now stowage temperature goes to -15 to +40 degrees. With normal thing, once in a while you may have a issue that you are operating in extremely cold climate where temperatures can drop below -15, but that goes in a certain extra allowance which is made. But why -15 to +40? Because it is dependent on air temperature. The stowage is dependent on air temperature and the ship's body. That is why it's -15 to +40. Immersion is seawater. So it is -1 to +30. And one standard thing, proper workmanship and material. that is left, because it gets tested and all. So the wording, you got technology wise, the processes change, materials change, because your idea is to improve on the product. That is why it is left little bit loose, saying that proper workmanship and material. And that proper word is defined by classification society when you come to approval. What is this material? Then they will get the test reports of the material and see that material is suitable. Now, any questions on general requirements? Hmm.
No, sir.
No, sir.
No, sir. No, sir. Okay, good. Actually, things are straightforward. We unnecessarily make it complicated. सीधा सीधा है. गोल गोल घुमा के बोलने की आदत लगी है. We all have got into our Indian culture of गोल गोल घूम के बोलने का. Okay, what is a drop test and a flame test for LSA? Drop test, because the LSA what we use is always dropped in the sea, one way or the other. From stored position, you drop it in the sea like life rafts. Lifeboats are lowered, but it can also fall down. From certain height, you can lower and drop it in the ocean. Then you have got the life buoys which we throw from a height. Smoke float. These things, there has to be something to say that yes, it will sustain no damage after dropping from this height. That is one part. That is what we say must withstand drop of 30 meters into sea without affecting operational capability. It is not like your hard drive of a computer. जोर से झटका लगा बंद हो गया. It cannot be like that. That's why you get this new hard drives, no? What they call military grade and all, something like that. They are supposed to be tougher for gaming. Yes, no? Yes, no? You all don't play
Yes,
gaming.
sir.
Yes, sir.
Military grade hard drives. You heard it or no? No?
No, sir.
That means you're a goody goody guys. You don't play only games, or you play only on phone. Tick 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 tick. Okay, let's move on. Flame test, because LSA is not for firefighting, agreed, but ship may be on fire. If ship is on fire, you don't expect LSA to get burnt out, like lifeboats burnt out completely. No, even though you'll take all the precautions, but remember one thing: when things go wrong, we assume the worst. You may be having strong winds, and then there is a fire. So the flame direction can be changing. So there can be just exposure to flames, or you are going to wear life jacket and run through the fire to get into boat or to jump into the sea, whatever it is. So no burning or melting after being totally enveloped in fire for a period of 2 seconds. This sort of a small things can come as MCQs, because 2 seconds can be put varied, like 5 seconds, 10 seconds, 1 minute, 2 minutes, and all, and one small one, 2 seconds. So these are the typical one. This is a typical one for MCQ, like tougher MCQs. Just this figure, you play around with the figure. I can make it 18 meters. That is more confusing because it applies to something else, 18 meters. Now, this problem of this 30 meters had come on a lot of merchant ships when they decided to raise height of the bridge, and they changed the bulbous bow, because the bulbous bow is speed specific, and they had worked out a new plan for these ships to reduce the speed and increase the capacity. Why? Because the viewing angle, the blind sector, is controlled by IMO. Okay, so that is one of the issues, that blind sector of a ship must stay within certain limitations. So they wanted to increase the height to make sure they comply properly. They increase the height so you can load one more tier of containers. Now, one more tier of these containers can be empty containers because that will not really affect your stability. And why do you load empty containers? Because world is badly imbalanced. China used to manufacture, so they had only loaded containers. But where do you get empty container to stuff inside? You need to put cargo inside a container, no? Where are empty containers? So at one stage, actually, they bought, I think, two or three companies to manufacture only, and it was decided that let's work out some other solution for empty containers because bringing back empty containers from the world is also a task. So they increased the height. Then the next problem came, this 30-meter regulation. Why the height of bridge was more than 30 meters from sea level. Now what do you do with man overboard? So they had to bring man overboard system down to acceptable height and connect a remote to bridge. So from bridge you pull something and then it will act on another deck and drop the man overboard signal. You will remember this? Yes, no.
Yes,
Yes, sir.
sir.
Very good. So this is the general requirements. Okay.
Yes,
Now let's move on to the lifeboats. This is easy to understand, no? What I have put.
yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Now, lifeboat is one of the chapters. You have got enough reading material all over internet, all over. But remember one thing: this lifeboat doesn't exist. Open lifeboats don't exist. You are allowed only the sealed lifeboats. Okay, like these types. You're not allowed open lifeboats or partially enclosed boats anymore on cargo ships. On passenger ships, yes, still, but not on cargo ships. New ones. Now, you're going to put lifeboat in water. You all have been studying little stability, no? Yes, no?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Very good. So now you realize the boat is tiny. It is going to get tossed around everything. Now, boat doesn't have all the complex systems like we have got ballast tanks, ballast pumps, nothing. So, there is a reserve buoyancy also put so that no matter how much you load in a boat, your boat cannot sink with everybody inside and totally flooded. Made. Very good. But it has the self-righting properties. That means the center of gravity of the boat is put in such a way that even if it topples, you will need very minimum effort to make it straight. Under normal circumstances, it should not topple. But in stability, there is always one the chance you can be exactly opposite. Okay, and that's what happens theoretically. Exactly upside down uh, on any ship. Theoretically possible. Practically, it will not happen on normal big ships unless you get some sort of a weird tsunami or something like that. Okay. Again, word properly constructed because of technological changes which are happening all the time. They got ample stability in a seaway and sufficient freeboard when loaded with the full complement and with persons and equipment. Lifeboats shall have rigid hulls. Now, this rigid is what you have to remember. Lifeboat cannot be inflatable type. Life raft is, but lifeboat is never. Rescue boat can be inflated type. Can be partially solid, partially inflated, acceptable. But lifeboat is never ever inflated type. And this is what I was talking about, capable of maintaining positive stability when in upright position in calm waters and loaded full. Okay. Now, this is okay. This part is something you have to understand. Hold in any one location below water line means we are looking at a lifeboat requirement of maintaining positive stability in upright condition when it has got all people inside, equipment inside, and it is hold also. Means it is flooded from bottom. Still, it must maintain positive stability. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Very good. See, things are very logical. Now, if you ask me to show you calculations and all, even I will have a lot of struggle to find the calculation and prove it and all. It is all done. But what is for a normal person? Yes, it has to maintain positive. That means there is no fear in mind that what will happen if I get in lifeboat and suppose lifeboat sinks and all. No. What happens is, unfortunately, we get a lot of knowledge coming from older data. In Second World War, this happened and that happened. The nice stories and all. But today it is entirely different world. But we still have mind fixed with those ideas that array lifeboat can sing, lifeboat went upside down and all. No, it will not happen. This is to reassure you. Now, every lifeboat always has a certificate, which generally captain has got the certificate. So when you become cadet and all, have a look at all the certificates just to get idea. Yes, what all certificates are there? There is a thick file like this, like this, with certificate. We call them minor certificates, which are not normally required. Once in a while you may need it, but they all are there. So like lifeboats also have certificate, construction, that approval, it is approved and all. And plus there is a plate which is fixed on the lifeboat. Manufacturer's name and address. Lifeboat model serial number, so that manufacturer knows which one it was, because models keep on changing as the time goes. And you are going to have it for maybe at least 20-30 years with lifeboats. Serial number will identify that specific lifeboat. Month and year of manufacture. Why do we need it? Because there will be requirements saying that after so many years you must change lifeboat or undergo these tests. So generally this is the reason why you need to know how old is the lifeboat. Number of persons lifeboat is approved to carry. Marked always, okay? This is all put on the lifeboat only information, plus certificate will give you everything. Then which administration approved it, and any operational restrictions. Operational restrictions can be like this: if a lifeboat is made for normal waters, that is generally we take plus 70 north to 70 south. If you are going to polar regions, then the lifeboat may not be, so it will be mentioned on that it's approved for these regions only. Now certificate of approval, that's an additional one. Okay, see here you have got this one, and additional one information is the certificate will have the number saying that this is approval certificate number so and so, because anybody can forge certificates. So certificate is also identified. Then material of hull construction. Why? Repairs. In case there is a damage. In case there is a damage, what is to be used for repairs? You use wrong material, the repairs won't be successful. Total mass, fully equipped and fully manned. Now, fully manned, here you assume certain weight of a person individual and multiply. Equipment you can weigh. Statement of approval, that is one simple line will be there. We approved it, this. Now, lifeboat. You can't have a weak lifeboat. So it should be strong enough to be safely launched in water when loaded with full complement and equipment. Means fully loaded lifeboat can be launched. Now it's very interesting. What happens is, if you are assuming normal lifeboat, port and starboard one, port side one, starboard side another one, two lifeboats are there. Each has got capacity of 100%. So theoretically, yeah, assuming you're launching both the boats, you will only 50% complement. So lifeboat is much stronger than that because it is designed to have all 100% together. And this equipment also includes, even if you carry extra things, like you have got a typical one, get extra gear, blankets, and food and water and all. So that is all allowed for. The lifeboat is strong. The problems with lifeboat accidents have been the wires, which is the hanging arrangement. That is the problem. It's not about lifeboat. Lifeboats have been strong, capable of being launched and towed when ship is making headway of 5 knots in calm water. Why? Because if you want to launch lifeboat, a safe method is to launch it when there is a leeway. How will you get a leeway? You will need to have some power on the engine, some speed, so that you can steer the ship. When you can steer the ship, then you can maintain the heading. No? That is the reason this 5 knots come in, because most of the ships at 5 knots can maintain steerage way. Hull of lifeboat shall be fire retardant or non-combustible. In SOLAS, when we do that, you will realize there is a definition of non-combustible materials. So non-combustible means lifeboat should not catch fire under normal circumstances. So fire retardant or non-combustible. This allows you to escape from ship when the sea is on fire with the, say, oil has leaked out and the oil has got fire. So you have got fire all over the water and you are lowering boat and escaping. So that is the reason the tankers and all, they have got specific requirements. Then next part. Okay. Sitting is provided on thwarts. Thwarts are the sideway planks. Those are called thwarts. Benches or fixed chairs, depending on which way they have made lifeboat. Now, here we come to the part. Static load equivalent of each person weighing 100 kilos, because we assume people should be less than 100 kilos. Okay. So, 100 kilos weight is assumed. Next, we have got these diagrams to make. Okay, these two are the like knees, that end. This is the knee, your body, and you have to show that so many people can actually sit there. So you will find lifeboats have got the circles drawn. So generally they draw this much circle only to show that yes, this is it, and this is assumed that there is a space in front and there are requirements, the how much spacing, like this is 635 to 5 and so on. See, this is the shape sideways person is sitting, so this should be minimum 350 and all. Okay, normally nobody should ask you these questions anyway, means I don't expect it's logical to ask this question, but you must know, yes, there are markings which show that each person is marked. It is like marking seats in stadium, something like that. And you can have everywhere thwart, sides and all. One way or the other, if you say your capacity is 25%, 25 circles, semicircles you should see. Now, 100 kgs we assume each person. Launched by fall, lifeboat to be launched by falls is dropped into water from at least 3 meters. With the complement inside, you drop the boat because you can release lifeboat on load release arrangement is there. So you can drop it at 3 meters. And why these 3 meters and all has come in? Because what happens is in rough weather, if you are actually trying to launch boat, coordination and you can say the synchronization is not that easy to go with the waves, crest and trough. It's not easy. That is the reason, because earlier days it was like open lifeboat. We had instructions. Lower it on the crust. Okay. So here I lower it. I just make sure lifeboat touches here. And then allow a fall to let it go with the trough down. And when she comes up again, you release the falls. Everything well said and done. In little bit choppy weather also, believe me, it is quite bad. Okay, one can keep on arguing on it, but if somebody is doing it every day, it's okay. We do it maybe once in lifetime. Maybe that also. Most of the people will never do it. Drills you will do it, but drills you generally do it in a decent weather. You don't really do drills in rough weather. So that is why this 3 meter came. So even if it drops and all, people will be safe. If you can't synchronize it, because it's very difficult to synchronize in bad weather. Now, single sit location free fall boats is launched from height of at least 1.3 times the free fall certification height, because free fall boat has got certification height how much? 1.3, 30% extra allowance is made, so that we are calculating it even if there is a wave anything there, so it drops more, because I allowed, this is my certification height from calm waters. But what about the waves will move this one up and down, that is why 1.3. Now launched by fall have sufficient strength to withstand load, means it should be strong enough without residual deflection on removal of that load. What is residual deflection? Remember your physics? You remember something, your Young's modulus? How many of you remember that?
Yes, sir.
Huh? Remember Young's modulus? I remember after how many years? 50 years? You remember there is a graph like goes, and then there is a breaking, fracture and all of a metal if you keep on elongating it in elasticity.
Yes, sir.
You remember, no? Yeah, this is what we are talking about, residual deflection. That means should be strong enough that after you remove the load, it should go back to original one. Should not have any change. Metal hulls, you shouldn't see it anyway. 1.25 total mass when loaded with full complement. That means you take 25% extra allowance. Other types of lifeboats, other boats, twice the total mass. Means this is where you'd use the fiberglass ones, what we use. That is where you have got double the strength. The basic culprit has been false with all the accidents. Huh? I think we'll stop here because this becomes more and more like this only. ठीक है ना? 5 minutes to go. Not 5, 10 minutes, no? What is class timing? 10 minutes to go, never mind. Everybody is understanding? Yes, no?
Yes, sir.
You understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Advait, you found your junior? Advait,
Yes, sir.
you found your junior? From
Not yet,
bishop,
sir.
bishops, no.
So there is one in DNS.
DNS also has got one. First
Yes,
year,
sir. He's placed in Scorpio.
and then this guy. There is one in nautical also. That means bishop is, but bishop has been there for a long time. You know, the only school which had consideration for children to go to ship uh, when they were in primary school at one stage, and I don't know now after freeze what happened, I don't know. Before freeze, but during Robert's time, it was accepted that boys are getting chance to be with their daddy, no problem, he can stay absent. अभी है क्या ऐसा?
So, sir, you can say abhi bhi hai वैसा, but things have changed since the time Edwin sir took over.
Yeah, they will change, but they had consideration, and they have got means, you know, even I had seniors who were from bishops and all, so it is sort of a regular supplier.
Right, sir.
Hmm.
अभी तो
Manas,
sir
you have
empty
put
आया
it.
नहीं है ना.
Huh? What picture you have put, Manas? This is the one which was on TV somewhere, na? Some farmer, na? This is. There are girls in this group.
No, sir.
No, na? Okay. Now then I can tell you something interesting. What happened? Okay. Now there are two, like, you know, jokes which were created on cadets. So first one, they played a practical joke on a guy, Indian cadet only. When he joined the ship, he was told that, what about your lifeboat place and all? Did you get a ticket for it? That because he saw these markings, na? So no, sir. Acha, you will have to then apply. So somebody helped him to make application. The third officer signed it, and then it was taken to captain for approval to give him a seat in lifeboat. And they actually played it very well, and then they published it all over. The cadet applying and all whole process, you know, how to apply for lifeboat seat in lifeboat. Okay, that was one. Another one, this was also played practically. The guy saw these markings in lifeboat cadet. So generally it is second officer, third officer who play the jokes, huh? Because what happens, everybody is aware who is playing, but they're closer in age normally, so they generally play these jokes. So he was told that, he asked, "What is this?" He says, "No, that is everybody's place, you know." So how do you get it? So he was told, "What you do is you go," and this happened, you know, when we had a lot of cancel charts recently. So he was told, what you do is you go to second officer, they get a chart, and you sit and measure your bum. So guy measured it sincerely and marked it and all, and then told him, you write your name and all everything on it, and then you take it to captain and give it to captain, and then captain will allocate you the thing. He will approve it and all. So cadet went to captain and gave it to him. Sir, my size for lifeboat. Then what captain did it? Okay, keep it. And then captain put it in the elevator, ship's elevator. It was put there on the one sides, cadet's bum, and it lasted for few days. Have you heard of it before? Hmm? Did you hear it before? These ones?
No, sir.
No. That means anybody could have made fool out of
No,
it.
sir.
So remember, all these things are marked according to this, not according to individual size. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Very
Yes,
good.
sir.
But you can also play this practical joke when you are senior, depending on from where the cadet is coming. Is he smart or no? Hmm. So, okay. I think we'll call it a day.